UTRGV-TV is brought to you in part by Information Technology. For more information, visit utrgv.edu/IT.
Welcome to this week's edition of UTRGV-TV. I'm Sara Garcia. UTRGV-TV starts now. A pediatric center in Roma is giving back to their community. Eric Guerra has more.
An event that started among co-workers has expanded to the community.
The office manager had an idea. We normally would get together once a year for our Thanksgiving meal as employees. And at that point, she just decided that the employees should serve the community.
Even with Dr. Stanley not present, he wants to teach his employees that in this occupation, you can't think of yourself.
It shows the employees that we should serve others. We're in a profession where giving to others is extremely important. And they do that on a day-to-day basis with small children, but yet seeing them come out here and help the elderly, take them their food.
With the holidays around the corner,
the community was able to enjoy a free Thanksgiving meal provided by the clinic.
Working with locals around the area, this event shows how they give back.
For her to be able to produce, over 500, sometimes 800 plates, even though she has her routine restaurant business, is pretty incredible. And that's also her way of giving back to the community because we all are very blessed.
A way to show that a small city is still growing.
An event that has been here for 5 years now to show how thankful they are to the community. In the Rio Grande City, Eric Guerra, UTRGV-TV.
50 years have passed since the Ed Couch Elsa Walkout, an event where students fought a battle bigger than themselves. Daniel Rodriguez brings us the story.
Time has changed for the students of Ed Couch Elsa High School since 1968. After protesting for 3 days for better education, the hallowed halls of Ed Couch Elsa High School have made history.
We got to the high school, then we did have some students that were Anglo, and they were kind of part of, mostly they were the leaders. And what felt kind of sad was that really growing up, they didn't let us speak any Spanish, because if we did speak Spanish, they would punish us, either standing in a corner, to the worst being we would get a spanking.
The community believes that it has brought nothing but good change.
Positive way, it showed that we could, speak up, that we could make a difference, that things can change when you all unite. And I honestly felt that we were very united, and it was done properly. There was no, fights or anything like that. And we did go to court. We did win. And I do think that things did change.
This is where it all happened. In 1968, the students of Ed Couch Elsa walked out of their classroom to fight for their rights to speak Spanish and for better treatment in the classroom. With the recent outcome and the protests going on right now, we can only hope and pray that their protests are as impactful as it was in 1968 in Ed Couch Elsa. UTRGV-TV, I'm Danielle Rodriguez.
And as the students of Ed Couch had their voice heard with the walkout, UTRGV students are also taking part in history by protesting our president-elect, Donald Trump.
I feel like Donald Trump getting elected is something that you can't just take a stand. You can't just stand by and let it happen. It's a big deal, and it's something that the opposition, a lot of times they'll be said they're just whining about it, just crying about it. But I think it's a big enough deal that it's a threat to the country, it's a threat to minorities. There's a lot of marginalized groups that could really be harmed from this.
In this recent protest, many participants walked in unity, holding up their signs speaking about Trump's behavior and policies. This walk wasn't the only action on the street, but viewers who shouted and honked as well.
Thanksgiving is around the corner. The BSM provided an early feast to share with their peers. Ramiro Gonzalez has the details.
Thanksgiving is much more than just spending time with loved ones. The BSM expresses UTRGV family by having students and those who are international come together for a night of feasting. This has been going on for several years, and it's all thanks to local donations. as students gather around enjoying their meals with good company.
What we do is that we give out turkey and all the goods that come with the Thanksgiving dinner, and we also give them a message of hope along with some fellowship, just hanging out, getting to know people, and that's what this event is all about.
Receiving the message of giving thanks, they eat while listening to live music. There was a moment to be shared.
Lord, as we come together as friends and family and share in great food and great music from different countries and cultures, it's just been amazing to hear all of this tonight, God.
The BSM welcomes the community with open arms.
And one of the things that I get excited is to see students that tomorrow they're going to be young professionals, to instill in them a heart of gratitude and a heart of service, and also a passion for God, to realize that they have something to contribute with their lives.
UTRGV celebrates another year of giving thanks. Ramiro Gonzalez, UTRGV-TV.
The Feast of Sharing is an event that happens all around Texas, hosted by HEB. This event allows everyone to come together as a community and give thanks for what they have by sharing a meal. Thousands of people share seats in the city of Brownsville at the Jacob Brown Auditorium. They share delicious foods made by volunteers from all around the city.
It can become a tradition to, at this time of the year, to come and give thanks to our community, to being always there for us, and this is just a little token of appreciation for them to take care of the customers.
The Feast of Sharing occurs all around Texas, from Austin, McAllen, and even Del Rio. To find out more, go to the HEB website to locate the city near you and join your community in giving thanks.
Here's Daniel Galvan with sports.
All right, how's it going, guys? I am at a car wash. Why? It doesn't matter. But actually why? This is the only place I can get good lighting at midnight. But if you did not grasp what happened by the initial moments of this video, UTRGV Volleyball continued their historic season by doing something truly tremendous. They traveled to New Mexico and won the WAC conference tournament against three incredibly tough teams in UMKC, and the top two tournament seeds, New Mexico State and Utah Valley. These khakis look really weird. But across the landscape of UTRGV, the past year or so, there has been a bit of a real culture shift, I would say, taking place. The idea of true athletic success, and that idea has been given serious weight with the women's tennis team winning the conference champion last year, and now with UTRGV Volleyball achieving history in New Mexico. But before we dig into the games, one quick note, and it's a cool one, about the team is that for all three games, the team inscribed a slogan on the back of all their socks. It was Pobedi Gazi. What does Pobedi Gazi mean? It's Serbian for gangster sloth. Just kidding. Pobedi Gazi essentially means, and I quote, win and no mercy. It was the team's problem-free philosophy, and they were free of problems in the tournament. Let's get started with the games. First, it was against the UMKC Kangaroos, and all the games happened in the Pan American Center in New Mexico, the Terror Dome. It featured a fierce grizzly bear wearing a fedora. The game itself was against the 4-seed UMKC. This was quite literally the best volleyball game I've ever seen, and I've seen at least 17 in my life. It went 5 sets, and a big reason why UTRGV had success was because of their incredibly efficient attacking. 4 players had hitting percentages over 300, which is really good. Okay, you had number 23, Bojana Mitrovic from Serbia, coming back from an injury she suffered 2 weeks ago, and she showed no signs of it, showcasing her great ability. She had 23 kills and 5 blocks. She is absolutely UTRGV's JJ Watt. Then you have number 1, the notorious Norway's RSK, Ragni Steen Knudsen. She had 13 kills of her own, along with 5 service aces. Number 3, Alex Ecker, had a kill on more than half of her attempts. Jason Board would be very impressed. That was absurd. She finished with 8. And then who else? The senior leader, UTRGV personified, number 2, Alicia Watson, capped things off with 16 kills. And this offense was so effective because of the phenomenal setting from Serbians Tina Sekulic and Dubravka Vukoja, who prior to playing volleyball were original members of Destiny's Child with Beyonce. And in terms of set points, UTRGV took the second set. It was a crazy set. It went into extra points. UTRGV won 33-31. Then in the third set, they responded with a dominant effort, winning 25-13. And they finished things off with a nail-biting 5th set, winning in extras 20-18. Now a quick dancing sequence. Then UTRGV played top seed New Mexico State in what was essentially a home game for the Aggies. It's not fair, but things were popping in the Terror Dome with Conor McGregor, Mr. Tumnus, Bella Swan, and the impeccable Michael Aguilar in attendance. It was a straight-up block party, but I wasn't invited. Neither was Drake. UTRGV defended the net with Barbara Silva and Joanna Baranchik being a straight-up wall throughout the game, piecing together 15 blocks together. And the emotions of UTRGV kept them on the aggressive, on the gas pedal, and they didn't let their foot off of it, winning the first set 25-23, then creating a bigger gap in the second set with a 25-20 triumph. And they ended the game in the fourth set 25-23, again beating New Mexico State. Now here's a list of all the times UTRGV or UTPA have beaten New Mexico State. There, that's the list. It was the first time in history UTRGV had ever beaten the Aggies. Phenomenal. Now, it was a battle of valleys. UTRGV took on the number 2 seed after taking on the number 1 seed. They took on Utah Valley. And before we get to the set points, let's pay homage to some high-level digs. First from Libero, Fatimata da Costa, and then we'll go to friend of the sportscast, Barbara Krug, #dig lights. UTRGV kept things short and sweet, sweeping Utah Valley. First, they won a compelling and close first set, 25-23, then a 4-point win in the second set, 25-21, and they tied a nice little bow on the championship with yet another 25-23 win in the third set. And with that, UTRGV are WAC champions. Amazing. It was their 21st win of the year. Alicia Watson, the senior leader, was named tournament MVP. And through all of the games in the tournament, she averaged 3.42 kills per set. And guess what? The season is not over for UTRGV. With the win, they have stamped a ticket to the NCAA tournament. I cannot wait to watch. All right, so my friends Mark and Nate only agreed to help me out on this video if they could spray me with the power washer. So here's that, and hopefully I don't get injured.
Reporting for UTRGV-TV, I'm Jeremy Gala.
That's all we have for you today, but remember, if you have a story you would like for us to know about, you can contact us through our social media, Twitter or Facebook, or you can email us at utrgvtv@gmail.com. We have UTRGV and community news for you every week. See you next time.